Oops. Hello, Coach Rodney from Royal Engine. So maybe few words, what's your opinion on being the head coach for Manchester City side? Hi, Coach. Can you hear me? Hello, Coach.
Yeah. Can you hear me from that side?
Yeah, we can hear you, Coach. Maybe you can give us what's your first opinion of being the head coach for Malaysia?
It's an exciting opportunity. Just because it's quite a good competition going on there between obviously the Korean team and Hong Kong. So that's actually quite a good opportunity to really try and see what we can do in that space.
So, Coach, it seems that you have a few experiences of being coach for Honda Heat Japan, Wellington Lions. What kind of difference would you bring to the Malaysian team?
I like understanding, obviously getting the knowledge behind what you're actually doing, making sure that everyone's on the same page. Because if you look at the environment that I've come, that I've come from, the background, everyone understands their core role. So making sure that when you are playing, you're only focused on your role, contributing to what you can in the team environment. That's why when you see the teams that I've played for, they're really successful in doing what they do, because you're just enhancing what you bring into that environment. The other thing as well is obviously that I bring is not just the experience, but the ability to bring the best out of people. So I really enjoy that part of that part of my coaching. I like to offer, to encourage other people to come through and to try better themselves. So I'm really excited about the challenge ahead with the Malaysian squad.
Coach, for your first tournament, will be the Asia Rugby competition where Malaysia against Hong Kong and South Korea. Your thoughts for Malaysia?
Yeah, it's going to be challenging. But what we're gonna, it's a given. It's not a is just come off a great attitude for the Malaysian players. Come off a great attitude and the willingness to learn, and then if we can try and contribute to actually putting in your best foot forward, that's all we can ask for as coaches and as Malaysian people. Just make sure that we turn up a positive attitude and a willingness to learn.
Hi, Coach. Saiful from TV3. Okay, Coach, just want to ask you, with the pandemic around the world right now, no local tournament in Malaysia for the past 2 years. So how do you plan to select player? Maybe few players are playing outside Malaysia, but no local tournament. So what's your plan actually to maybe select player for the ARC?
Yep. Well, obviously, the coaching staff that are there already, they've got a lot of knowledge on the people that you do have already. So there's a lot of planning that needs to happen around that area. Being able to see if we are selecting the best players, and then what we're looking at. So there's going to be a bit of planning ahead you know, when I get there or before I get there. So the ability to have a look at what we are working with and what we need to do to be able to compete with the likes of Hong Kong and Korea. So there's a bit of planning that needs to happen before that.
Hi, Rod. This is Bob from Rabi.my. We meet again. So just want to ask a quick question for you. First of all, congratulations of being appointed as the head coach of the Bunga Raya. So what would be your approach to bring up Malaysian rugby, especially in upcoming tournaments, Rod?
Yeah, well, obviously the process, there's obviously a process that needs to happen in order to go forward. Obviously understanding what needs to, what Malaysian rugby is missing. You know, I've watched a lot of games from afar and been interested in the last couple of years. So there's a few things that we've seen that we need to achieve, and probably core role was as a main one. And then some of the technical stuff is very that stuff can be learnt, but it's for me it was is not fulfilling your core role was one of the main ones that I picked up. And then obviously there might be some changes around the game, the style of game that we need to play. But the first thing is understanding our players. So being able to communicate really well to the players, and in the management really getting to know them a little bit better and see where we need to go from there.
Right, that's all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Christian. Thanks, guys. Rod, you have a question over
Hey,
there?
Rodis, you can ask for me. Can you hear me, Rodis?
Yeah, I can just see you.
Okay, Rodis, what do you reckon is going to be the main challenges for you as a coach coming into Malaysia in an unknown territory, practically for you? And you know, what do you reckon you're going to instill in the boys, especially what's going to be the area of focus going into the coaching position?
Yeah, there's going to be a few challenges. Well, obviously one of the main ones, one of the main challenges is the COVID situation that's happened. So the lack of games that the players will need to, or that they haven't been played in the last 2 years. So the conditioning window we have to shorten that conditioning window, but get the guys in a good position to be able to compete. And so getting their conditioning right. And then obviously we really need to see where we are in regards to leadership and in that culture. We're going to try and build that culture in a short period. So there is a lot of work that needs to happen in that space.
You were known as a really fit player back in your playing days, especially when you were in the black jersey playing in number 8. So do you reckon fitness will be one of your areas of focus for this ARC tournament?
Yeah, one of the things that I really work around is in order to make great decisions, you have to be fit. So, and in order to execute what you need to do, you have to be in great positions to be able to execute that that particular part of that game. So, in order to be in that position, you have to get there. So, fitness is definitely something that needs to happen. But we understand that it's a short period, so we kind of have to work out a game plan that works well. So one of the first things that I will be doing is obviously profiling the players that we do have, and then work a game plan based on what we have there.
Last question for me.
Yep.
Brad Mika, one of the things that he instilled, one of the biggest things that he instilled in the team was the team culture. So do you reckon team culture will be a big thing for the Malaysian team? And the second one would be you reckon Malaysia has the potential to go far within 5 years from what you have seen so far?
Yeah, we've seen glimpses of some great stuff, and I know Brad Becker really, really well. We obviously played in 2 teams together. He come and played down in the Hurricanes, and also played in the All Blacks with myself. So, so we sort of come through a program, the same sort of structure around culture. Culture is very, very big, but the main thing about culture is that what does it look like? So there's a lot of people that try to build culture in their teams, but it's actually the main part of that is what does they actually look like. There is a physical element to culture, and if I use the All Blacks as an example, the ability to get to the ball or in support, where they have 6 or 7 guys around that breakdown. You know, if there's a breach of play, they've got their locks right next to the wingers. So you know, really getting there and support, being able to receive that last pass, and that's what Brody Metallicus is really doing at the moment, and that's what culture of getting there, culture of working hard for each other. You know, that those things they have a physical look at it. You know, it's not just words. So and that's where Brad and I are very similar in that regard. So I would say.
Cheers, Us. Take care and hopefully to see you soon. You know this.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good day. Yeah?
So, ini politician, untuk